This is the Frontier News Network.
This is the Frontier News Network, Stardate 4456.0. If you're out here on the frontier, you know the truth is hard to come by. That's why we're here, and we will not be shut down. I'm Eve Soriel, and this is your source for the unfiltered reality of life in the Large Magellanic Cloud. As we launch our inaugural broadcast, let's remember how humanity came to these stars, not by choice, but by force. 5 centuries ago, the Galactic Federation condemned millions to the LMC. Dissidents, rebels, anyone inconvenient. They survived, built something incredible, and now, this frontier's a battlefield. Corporations carving up resources, syndicates running the shadows, and the Federation tightening its grip once more. As we open our newscast, Nexus Station is on the brink. The Federation's quarterly trade convoy has arrived, but it's met outrage. Protests erupted earlier today, with the Independent Miners Coalition demanding an end to corporate exploitation. Things are escalating fast. For more, we turn to our chief field correspondent, Sergio Valdez. Sergio, what's happening?
Eve, I'm live from Nexus Station's Commerce Hub, where the air's thick with tension. What was supposed to be a standard trade negotiation is now looking like the start of something bigger. For those unfamiliar, this is the Federation's quarterly trade event. Massive freighters from the Milky Way collecting minerals, rare elements, and goods from LMC corporations. High stakes, closed-door meetings, but instead of smooth talks, they're facing outrage.
Behind me, reps from Titan Heavy Industries, Hawking Enterprises, and the Federation Trade Bureau are trying to meet, but out here?
Hundreds of coalition protesters are demanding fair trade and denouncing the Federation's grip.
Hold on. Ambassador Arian Tarsis is approaching. Ambassador, Frontier News Network. Can we get a comment?
Frontier News Network? Interesting. I could have sworn we shut down the last independent news outfit in this sector. Yet here you are.
You know how it is, Ambassador. Truth has a way of resurfacing, no matter how deep you bury it. But today, protesters call this economic warfare. Care to respond?
Very well. The Federation is committed to stable, productive economic relations. These demonstrations are regrettable, but expected. Some find it hard to adapt to prosperity.
Prosperity? Tell that to the miners who lost 30% of their earnings while corporations rake in profits.
Economics is more complex than your simplistic narratives, Mr. Valdez. Price adjustments reflect market realities, ensuring long-term trade viability. Federation-backed corporations provide infrastructure, security, employment. Without them, the frontier would collapse into lawlessness.
The same lawlessness miners accuse your policies of creating.
So the miners are economists now. Fascinating. I won't deny hardships. This is a frontier. Tough environments demand tough policies. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have productive discussions to attend.
Eve, security teams are moving in. They're deploying crowd suppression drones. This is about to get ugly.
Hey, what the?
The Federation treats us like slaves. They strip our planets bare while our children starve. We deserve better.
Disperse immediately. This area is now under lockdown.
Eve, it's chaos. Protesters scattering. Some fighting back with tools and debris. Wait! Someone just shoved past me, face bloodied, screaming about enforcers disappearing people.
That was a bomb! An explosive charge just went off near the barricades. Eve, this isn't the protest anymore. It's an insurrection.
Sergio, you there? We've lost our connection to Sergio at Nexus Station. We'll reestablish it as soon as we can. For context, joining us is Dr. Joanne Voss, Federation historian and political analyst.
Thank you, Eve. These protests, while disruptive, aren't surprising given the frontier's history of economic cycles and unrest.
Dr. Voss, let's not BS around this. Violent crackdowns over a trade dispute. The Federation calls it stability. Out here, it looks like oppression.
The Federation maintains stability in a volatile region, Ms. Soriel. Without it, the LMC's factions, corporations, and radicals would tear this sector apart.
Stability for whom? Corporations? Bureaucrats in Saul? Stability means riot shields and shock drones here.
Your network thrives on sensationalism, but let's not misrepresent facts. Trade negotiations ensure goods and resources flow efficiently. The Federation facilitates, it doesn't dictate.
Slashing miners' margins, while corporations post record gains. At what point do we call it exploitation?
Every system has imbalances. Miners benefit more than you imply. Regulated shipping, supply chains, piracy control. Without oversight, there's no economy.
When security turns weapons on unarmed protesters, who are they protecting?
Order, Ms. Soriel. Riots every time there's tension would crumble the system. The frontier's never been easy. This is the cost of civilization.
The cost of civilization shouldn't be people bleeding in the streets for fair wages. Thank you, Dr. Voss. We'll be right back. Tired of synthetic foods and bland nutrient packs? Introducing Xenofruit, the latest sensation from Parallax Innovations, right here in the LMC frontier. Xenofruit's a superfood, packing flavor and nutrition like nothing you've tasted. Grown in the exotic soils of the LMC's pristine agri-worlds, it's infused with vitamins, minerals, and bioactive compounds to keep you energized all day. But the real magic? Its adaptogenic properties. Thanks to Parallax's gene splicing tech, Xenofruit tailors itself to your body's needs. Nutrients and flavors to keep you at your peak.
I was skeptical, but after a 12-hour shift in the neutronium mines, nothing hits like a Xenofruit.
From corporate execs to settlers, even dreamers back on Earth, Xenofruit's perfect for you. With a shelf life of decades, stock up and savor the LMC's bounty for years. Try Xenofruit today and taste the future of nutrition. Side effects may include mild hallucinations, temporary chronal displacement, spontaneous bioluminescence, and in rare cases, involuntary gender reassignment. Not available in Federation space due to standard regulations. Parallax Innovations isn't liable for interdimensional incidents. Hold it. We're getting something. I've just been told we're getting something from Nexus. Sergio, are you there?
Eve, I'm back. Had to take cover. The explosion damaged one of the security barricades, and the protesters are pouring through. Federation security forces are responding with riot suppression tech. And oh shit, they're bringing out the armed security with rifles. Crap. This isn't standard protocol. I've covered Federation crackdowns before, but this feels different. They're deploying heavy enforcer mechs now. These are military-grade weapon systems, not crowd control. The miners are completely outgunned, but they're not backing down. Sir, wait a second. What do you have to say to these security actions?
We won't leave. This is our station, our home. We built this with our bare hands while the Federation watched from afar. Now I have to go kick some Federation ass.
A group of miners just broke into a maintenance depot, and they're commandeering tools. Crap, they brought out cargo lifters. Now they're moving toward the security line.
All civilians must evacuate immediately. Lethal force is now authorized.
Eve, I'm moving to higher ground for a better view. The station's lockdown protocols are engaging. Blast doors are sealing off entire sections. People are getting trapped between security forces and sealed exits.
I'm in the upper concourse now and, my god, I can see the Federation trade ships from here. They're disengaging from their docking clamps. They're pulling out early, leaving their own people behind.
Sergio, are you saying the Federation delegation is abandoning their security forces?
That's exactly what I'm seeing, Eve. The corporate shuttles are following suit. All the bigwigs are making a break for it, while their hired guns do the dirty work. Damn it.
The miners just blew through the secondary security checkpoint. They're pushing toward the administrative levels, where the trade negotiations were happening. Hey, stop a sec. Frontier News.
Can you tell our listeners what's happening?
They can't hide from us anymore. We deserve better.
This is escalating beyond anything I've seen. The miners are talking about seizing control of the entire station. They're organizing into teams, coordinating over comms. This isn't spontaneous anymore. Someone's directing this.
Attention all personnel. Emergency protocols are now in effect.
Station management just announced emergency protocols. They're threatening to vent atmosphere in affected sectors if the fighting doesn't stop.
Attention all personnel. Life support systems compromised in sectors 7 through 12. Emergency evacuation procedures are now in effect. Evacuate the area.
That's a lie. Life support is fine. They're trying to scare people into submission.
Hold on. Something's happening at the main docking bay. A group of miners just seized the corporate shuttle.
They're forcing the executives out at gunpoint.
Eve, I need to get out of here. If station management makes good on their threat to cut off the air, or if the Federation decides to make an example of these people, I don't want to be here. I'm going to try to find a shuttle, anywhere but here. This is Sergio Valdez, hopefully not signing off for the last time.
Sergio? If you can hear me, be careful. Let's hope Sergio can find a way out. Before we close, 2 urgent developments shaking the frontier. First, tensions are boiling between the Iron Fang Syndicate and Black Star Legion over Argos 4, a new colony rich in xenoflora compounds. Iron Fang's deployed battle cruisers for their black market trade. Black Star's bringing something bigger. This won't end at a table. Meanwhile, on Quantia mining colony, thousands of workers have walked off, shutting down a key quantum crystal operation. Their demand? Basic safety.
They work us to death in those tunnels. 3 cave-ins last month. The corporation gets richer while we die in the dark. No more.
Hawking Enterprises calls the walkout harmful to stability. But with Quantia fueling FTL travel and energy cores, this could ripple across the frontier. We'll watch closely. This is just the beginning. The frontier's speaking, and we'll make sure they're heard. The fight continues, and so do we. For Frontier News Network, I'm Eve Soriel. Stay safe, stay strong, and stay vigilant.
Voices are AI generated.